Am I wrong for divorcing my ex-wife over kids and now refusing to be a part of her son's life? I, 46M, married my ex-wife, 45F, when we were 26 and 25 respectively. At that time, we were both on the fence about having kids. I knew since college that I wanted to retire early, and my dream of achieving financial freedom was what truly made me realize that kids didn't fit into the life I envisioned. I was trying to find the right time to talk with her about it, but over the next few weeks, she started dropping hints that she wanted kids. She began showing me photos of her friends' kids, commenting on our nieces and nephews, joking about her being pregnant, which had me completely freaked out by the way, and even bought me a book on the joys of fatherhood that she thought I'd find interesting. I sat her down and asked her if she wanted kids, and she admitted that over the years, she had grown to want a family. We had a conversation about it, and I realized that neither one of us was going to change our minds. I didn't want to keep her from what she wanted in life, so I brought up divorce. She really didn't want a divorce and kept trying to get me to want kids, but I stuck to what I wanted, and we ended up separating. I obviously still loved her, but that's why I wanted a divorce. We were still young, and she could find someone to have the family she wants with. I didn't want her to resent me for forcing my life choices onto her. Even after I filed for divorce, she still didn't agree with me and dragged it out as long as she could, so the divorce took almost 2 years. I dated over the years but never really found someone that I could see myself sharing the rest of my life with until I met my now fiancé 4 years ago. Apparently, my ex-wife struggled with dating as well and hasn't remarried yet. She has a son, but the kid's dad isn't in the picture. She recently reached out to me and asked if we could meet to catch up. I talked with my fiancé about it, and she thought it would be a great way to clear up any bad blood between us, so I agreed to meet up with her for coffee. Things seemed to be going well until she brought up her son. She asked me if I was willing to be a part of his life as a masculine influence, and I told her I was glad that she was able to have a child, but that it still wasn't something I was interested in. She tried to change my mind by saying that we could be a family again. She kept trying to convince me, and I kept trying to change the subject. I admit I got frustrated because things weren't going as I hoped they would, and I told her that I was happy with my fiancé's name and that I was not interested in her. She started to insult my fiancé, so I left. I thought what happened was crazy. When I agreed to meet with her, it never even occurred to me that she might want to get back together considering how long it's been, and, I'm not single. She kept messaging me, so I blocked her, and I don't plan on talking with her again. I was talking with my sister and my brother-in-law about it, and they said that while I'm totally right for rejecting her now, it was a crap move on my part to divorce her in the first place, and that I was now being a crap again by not being a part of her kid's life. They both agreed that my ex was right for wanting to work it out. They said it's my fault that her child doesn't have a father and that if I had given having kids a chance, I would have changed my mind. I just don't agree that kids are something one should compromise on. I just don't see how it's possible for it to not be a bad situation for everyone involved that breeds resentment. I don't know my ex's child at all, and I don't agree that it's my responsibility to step up just because his bio dad didn't. I asked some other friends and family, and they agreed with my sister, so now I'm not sure if what I did was wrong or not and if I was just wrongly justifying it to myself. Update 1. So, some things have happened. My ex-wife somehow got a hold of my fiancé's phone number. She contacted her yesterday and made false accusations that I cheated on her when we met up for coffee. Obviously, my fiancé didn't believe her and just blocked her number. This morning, my sister showed up uninvited to my fiancé's house with her kids, demanding to talk. We don't live together, and I was not there. My fiancé originally wasn't going to let them in, but my sister sat on her porch and refused to leave. It was cold and windy, and the kids didn't have coats on. Since it's not the kids' fault, she ended up giving in. She put on a show for the kids and made some coffee to prepare herself for whatever my sister was going to say. My sister started a big spiel about how if my fiancé really cared about me and not just my money, then she would do what's best for me and leave. My sister claimed that since I'll always be connected to my ex, I will be forever unhappy if I'm with anyone else. Apparently, if my fiancé doesn't leave me, it's proof that she's only with me for my money, and that it's obvious that my ex and our child would actually use the money in a godly way. She used the term our child, but what the hell, the kid isn't even mine. We divorced 16 years ago and her son is 11, so there is no possible way he could be mine. My fiancé laughed in my sister's face and things were awkward until she finally left. We're both a little confused by what my sister said. I am better off financially than my fiancé, but not by that much, and I'm also not religious, so even if I did get back with my ex, me and my money would still not be godly. We know she's crazy, but again, why did she think her plan would do anything? I called my sister to tell her to leave my fiancé alone and that she was crazy and delusional. She defended herself by saying that she knew what was best for me and was just protecting me from going through with the wedding since my fiancé was obviously taking advantage of me, and that since I'm under her spell, I can't protect myself. I again told her she was crazy and delusional, and told her that I never wanted to hear from her, or anyone who's siding with my ex, and to please pass that message on. Every time a family member or friend messages me about it, which has been 6 just since this morning, I ask them what their thoughts on the matter are, and if they side with my ex or sister, I block them.